Right, so this session is going to be on dealing with simplifying algebraic fractions. Now, I'm not sure whether you've already looked at the algebraic equations work. If you have, you will know that the first job that we did then was to get rid of the fractional part by multiplying throughout by everything that was on the denominator at the bottom of the fraction. Because this isn't an equation, there's no equal sign, it's not possible to do that. So our final solution will have the denominator as part of the solution. Now, before we deal with an algebraic fraction, let me just remind you about probably a method you would have arrived at back in year 7 or year 8 for adding or subtracting numerical fractions. So let's say we have something like a fraction like that. When you will have been first taught that, you will have been asked to consider how to make these fractions equivalent with the same denominator, with the same number on the bottom. So you would want to write that as something out of 20 and that as something out of 20 using equivalent fractions. When you got good at that, your teacher would have probably encouraged you to find a sort of faster method. And the method that you probably, I could be wrong, you may have come up with was this idea that what you do is you multiply these two numbers here to give you the number on the bottom, and then on the top you have that times that plus that times that. So the bottom number is the product of the two denominators, and then the top number is a product of the sort of cross multiplying of those. So you would have got 15 plus 4 over 20, which is 19/20. Okay, that would not have been the way that you would have originally been taught it. You would have, like I said, been told to break them into equivalent fractions out of 20. But nevertheless, that method is a quick way of remembering it, and in fact, it's the easiest way to deal with algebraic fractions. So this is where we're going to go with these questions. Excuse me, a bit of a frog in my throat. Quick drink. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine these two fractions. So the bottom, the denominator, is going to become the product of those two, and we leave those in brackets. It would be unusual to do any work with the bottom because it's in its simplest form when it's written in a factored form. So the bottom is just that times that. Looks like that. Then we're going to do that times that. This is a subtraction fraction, so that's going to be minus, and then we're going to do that times that, which is going to be 5 2x plus 3. So that's the method really that you've got to remember, okay, and that's going to get you into the mark zone. Now the top of that fraction we can simplify by getting rid of the brackets. So when we multiply out that first bracket, it's going to be 7 5s 35x plus 14 minus 5 2s are 10, plus times minus is a minus, 10x, and 5 3s are 15, minus times a plus, signs are different, answer is negative. And we put all of that over, and like I said, we keep that in the brackets. Okay, we can simplify this further. So we've got 35x, take away 10x is 25x, and then we've got plus 14 take away 15 is minus 1, all over 2x plus 3, 5x plus 2. And from there, there's nothing else we can do. There's no more simplifying we can do on top. There's no common factors or any factorizing we can do on top. And there's nothing further we can do with the bottom. So that's as far as it goes. That's as simple as it gets. So another couple to have a go at. Quick drink. So the bottom is that times that. Then the top is going to be that times that. Minus that times that. So again, what we've done, that times that, that times that, that times that. Simplify it, leave the bottom as it is. This time we're going to have x times x is x squared plus 6x. Here, x times x is x squared, negative times a plus, negative. X times 3, 3x, negative times a negative. Signs are the same, the answer is positive. All over x minus 3, x plus 6. Simplify the top, we've got x squared take away x squared, they cancel out. 6x plus 3x is 9x over x minus 3 times x plus 6. That's as simple as it gets. Next one. Bottom, n take 3, n add 2, n times n plus 2, take n times n minus 3. Simplify, n squared plus 2n minus n squared plus 3n n squared take away n squared goes, 2n plus 3n is 5n all over. So again, if you just remember this method, that times that, that times that, that times that, you're not going to go wrong. And then finally, a bit of a monster looking one here. Just have something to flash on. So although it looks horrible, it's the same method we're going to use. On the bottom is that times that. On the top, 4x plus 3 times that. Minus that times that. So this time, when you're multiplying out the top, you've got to use FOIL. So we're going to end up with quadratic terms. So first, 4x times 3x, 12x squared. Outside, 4x times 1. Inside, 3 times 3x. Last, plus 3. And then we'll leave that minus there for a moment. So I'll keep a bracket there and multiply the rest of this out inside the bracket, because what we've got there is a minus 1. We don't tend to write the 1 part in. So 6x times 2x is first, so that's 12x squared. Outside, minus 6x. Inside, minus 10x. Last, minus times a minus, plus 5. All over 2x minus 1, 3x plus 1. Okay, so when we deal with that minus 1 now, basically it's going to change all the signs that's inside that bracket. 4x plus 9x is 13x plus 3. So minus 1 times 12x squared is going to be minus 12x squared. Minus 1 times minus 6x, minus times minus makes a plus. Plus 10x minus 5. All over 2x minus 1, 3x plus 1. Okay, so I got a 12x squared, take away 12x squared, gone. 13x plus 6x is 19x, plus 10x is 29x. Check I've done that right, because I've made mistakes before. 13 and 6 is 19, and 10 is 29. And then I've got a plus 3, take away 5 is minus 2. And that is as simple as that will go as well. Nothing else you can do to that. Okay, so that was algebraic fractions.